Good evening, viewers. Welcome to today's special interview on Ubuntu channel, and I'm joined with my friend Reuben Jerome. Welcome, Reuben.
Thanks, CJ. Good to see you, and welcome to our viewers. We'll be having a special interview, and we're hosting the Commissioner, Hamoonga, the Zambia Police spokesperson.
Yes. So we're going to have an interactive time today as we are looking at the recruitments that have been going on. So our viewers, be ready to interact with us. Please share the broadcast. Um, Invite someone. Be free to make your comments or contributions as well as questions. So we'll look at the recruitment process. Expect.
All right. So it seems my
Some
co-host seems to have a
knowledge.
challenge.
Yes, about the training as well. So viewers, we want you to engage and feel free to interact with us as we have the commissioner to answer all the questions that you may have. Yes. Commissioner Hamoonga, good evening and welcome to Ubuntu channel.
Thank you very much. Good evening to you, Chibbonta and Reuben, and also the viewers out there, and if there are listeners at all. Good evening
Thank
to
you very
everyone.
much. Thank you. You're welcome. Reuben, you may pick it up.
Thanks, CJ. Good evening once more to the commissioner. And if you're one of the applicants, or you know someone who has applied for them to be recruited in the Zambia Police, and they want information, please tag them along. Tell them Ubuntu channel has the police spokesperson in the studios, and we'll be talking about nothing but the recruitment. Commissioner, let's go into the program, shall we? Commissioner, so we want to understand what are the numbers for this recruitment? What number that you want to recruit for this recruitment?
Okay, maybe before we mislead the public, let's just make things correct. You are aware that under the Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security, prisons they are recruiting, immigration they are recruiting, and yet us as Zambia Police Service, we are yet to recruit. If anything, looking at things the way they are now, probably will be the last under the Ministry of Home Affairs to recruit. So basically, our advert has not yet come out, but definitely it will come out because the government has made already pronouncements of the intentions of the Zambia Police also of the need to recruit. So this is where we are now. But of course, we have recruited before, and we are going to recruit, and we will not stop, of course. So maybe we can we'll be able just to give some guidance for persons that would like to join the Zambia Police Service, what they need to do and what they need not to do.
Great. So, Commissioner, kindly give us a brief guide in terms of recruitment.
Okay.
So, since you are yet, yes.
All right. No, that's very simple. Of course, you are aware that for somebody to be recruited as Zambia Police Service, he must be a Zambian citizen with a green national registration card. That is one of the qualifications. He must also possess a grade 12 certificate, school certificate for that matter, because they are GC certificates, but it's school certificate. Then, of course, they must be between the age of either 18 to 25. At times, it can even go up to 30, depending on the discretion of the recruitment, how it's going to be. Because, at times, we look at the issue of age that has been stipulated by the pensions. So at times, the age limit can go up to 30 or 25. Then also, they must be physically and mentally fit. Then they must have no criminal record. And of course, they must be ready to undergo military training. Then they must be single at the time of recruitment as well. And must be not be less than at least 1.65 meters, okay, in terms of height. So basically, those are things that we look into. But however, like it is for us as police, these are not cast in concrete. What I've given you now, applicants should just look for the actual specifications that will come out with the advert. So they must strictly follow the instructions that will be given on the advert. Say, for instance, if we say apply at provincial headquarters, I'm just giving an example, they should ensure that they adhere to those instructions, because already failure to adhere to the instructions or that are given in the advert, that already disqualifies somebody to be recruited. So they need to be very, very careful and read the instructions that are going to come along with the advert when the advert is going to come.
So,
Commissioner.
okay, Reuben,
All
go
right.
ahead.
So on the qualifications, in the past, we've seen that someone should possess a grade 12 certificate. Commissioner, isn't it is that important for someone to have a grade 12 certificate? You know, even someone who is not a grade 12 certificate, I think they can also manage to hold a gun, and also they can also manage to do the duties of the service. So just help us understand, why is it a must that someone should have that grade 12 certificate?
Thank you very much. You know that the police officers don't just stand with the guns and they move around with or long buttons, not at all. Police officers are law enforcement officers who are actually mandated or empowered to arrest somebody and take such a person to court. Which court they are going to argue, stand shoulder to shoulder with a lawyer who has spent 4 years studying law. But you have seen all these cases you see when you say that we have arrested and prosecuted persons convicted, all these convictions. In fact, all this manpower you see with prisons, doing making furnitures or with correctional services, doing all those things, most of that those personnel you see are actually arrested by us, Zambia Police Service, prosecuted in the courts of law, and then they are convicted, and then they start serving a sentence. Just for starters, let me mention to you that when you arrest somebody, you have to take it down a statement in writing, you have to compile a docket, you have to write reports, and you have to enter in the docket your movements as you are doing investigations. Okay? Like I'm speaking English now, I need to be able to articulate English very well. Even as a police officer needs to articulate English very well to be able to communicate to the public. And even when they go to court, they are able to interact or stand in court and adduce evidence, testify before a magistrate, audible and clear English in a straightforward manner.
All right, and also in the recruitments, we've seen the outcry, especially on the age limit. The commissioner wanted also to get clarity. I thought someone maybe they're 35 and they're fit maybe to do to carry out the some of the mandates of the service. Why are they differentiated in this case?
It's not a question of being differentiated. You know that, first of all, when you are employed in government, you need to serve for a certain period of time for you to qualify to be given your pension. Secondly, there's an aspect of which you are trying to neglect here, an aspect of military training. You cannot subject somebody who is old for military training, because you are just going to injure him, or he's going to even die because he's old. Okay, so people need to be of a certain um, age limit for them to be able to undergo that training and be able to withstand the strenuous training that goes by with the training. Like it is at times also there's emphasis of being single. When somebody is not single, it's problematic, because, for instance, he cannot concentrate on the training because he's thinking of the child at home. So they need to fully concentrate on their training and be able to do the training properly. And by the way, except that now we talk too much and of this freedom of talking, these things that they are not like, they were actually taken into consideration when these trainings were being made. Because when you join as a police officer, you have to be changed actually. you have to be remolded into a new human being. I don't know if you are old enough to remember ZNS times. When people are going to ZNS for training, those time after school, they were being told in no uncertain terms that here where you have come, we're going to break you and remold you into a new human being. So even us as police officers, there's that aspect of us being remolded into a different person who is actually a police officer.
So, Commissioner, I would like to know: is there an indication in terms of numbers that you expect to be in the intake for the police service, even if it hasn't been announced yet? Is there an indication to the numbers that people can be expecting?
Of course, that number I cannot outright give it because I'm not the sole person who's responsible for that. You are aware that recruitment attracts uh, what is called we sought or we get from the Ministry of Finance, what we call Treasury Authority, meaning we are talking of a payroll here. Okay, so cabinet, I mean, government will give us, or Minister of Finance will give us Treasury Authority, which allows us to recruit a certain number of officers as compared to what the government is able to employ. Okay,
Yeah.
or to pay in terms of salaries. So that's the other factor. The other factor that actually also triggers the number of people to be recruited is the number of replacements. You know, of course, officers do retire every year, so they need to be replaced so that they are able to meet the I mean, we need to meet the policing ratios that are required in our country. So those are two factors that actually determine the number of persons to be
Number of
recruited.
recruits.
One, of course, replacement. Two, the capacity of government to pay.
Okay, so before we get into the actual details of the recruitment process, what are the common challenges that usually come with this recruitment process?
Okay, the most common challenge that comes with this recruitment process is people who do not qualify who want to apply. Okay, because that is just a sheer waste of time. For instance, if instructions say that 6 credits or better, now you find somebody with unsatisfactory applying. So that actually makes our work very difficult because we'll be sorting out things which we're supposed to be sorting out. Okay. So we just need people. When people are told that these are the parameters or these are the qualifications that are required, they need to adhere to those qualifications because by so doing, it will actually lessen the process of selecting and even quicken the process of selecting itself.
All right. So if you are joining us, this is a special interview that we are having with the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Ray Hamoonga, the spokesperson for Zambia Police, and we're talking about the recruitment. So he's just highlighted to us that the recruitment for the Zambia Police has not yet been advertised. What has been advertised is for the ZAF, for Zambia Army, and also for the immigration. So for the Zambia Police is yet to be advertised, but we want to hear from him what really you need to do for you to join the Zambia Police. So he was talking about the changes that they face during the recruitment process. One of the things that uh, we've seen most people are crying foul of is the issue of corruption during the recruitment process. What is it, Commissioner, that you've done this time for you to help those who wants to join the service not to be caught or not to participate in the issues of corruption for them to join the service?
Okay. What actually we have seen is people being swindled by way of being requested to pay monies which we do not actually have, or application fee. We want to make it very clear that as the police, we do not charge fees for application of being employed in the Zambia Police Service, especially where people are being requested to send money via Airtel money. We do not have such arrangements as Zambia Police Service in terms of recruitment. When you're applying for recruitment, all what you need to do is to write your application letter and attach your academic qualifications and drop or post the letter at the place where you are requested to do that. There is nothing like, no, we have seen adverts like going around saying, commander, what, no, please send your money. No. That is not our advert. And already we are seeing these things actually flying around, and we've been sending messages and statements refuting that people should not be hoodwinked to give money to persons that actually want to swindle them. Police recruitment, they are just like I've said, they'll be advertised. We'll advertise in the print, electronic media, and even on social media. We're able to do that because we have a Facebook page. But people should be careful to understand that these adverts that we're going to send, they should actually be the same one you see in the print media and electronic media and even on social media. You're not just going to see a police advert on social media alone and with an Airtel money number. Just when you see Airtel money or Momo or Zamte or whatever, just know that that is not a police advert.
It's a red flag.
So please,
So-
I know people are desperate for employment, but let me just make this one very clear. There is no money attached to application and no favors. Say, no, what? No, let me do this. I'm going to do this. No. Please. Police is a national institution. Even the way recruitment is done in nationwide. We do it normally. We normally do it from all the provinces, provincial headquarters, so that each and every person has an opportunity to vie for application to join the Zambia Police Service.
Kairi commissioner tinajaira ijankania kwe, but no, you need to know someone, so kairi connection. Yeah.
Nkani yaka something.
Yaka
Yes.
something.
In the envelope when you're taking the application letter, there should be something inside.
No. If at the moment you do that, you are even disqualifying yourself.
Disqualified.
You are disqualifying yourself.
So, Commissioner, please take us through the stages of the recruitment process.
Okay, thank you very much. Like I said earlier on, these are not cast in concrete, but I'll give you an idea or a rough idea of what happens. When the applications will be recorded, say, please, we're asking for you to send your application letters. You send your application letter to the various locations where they are requesting you to submit your application letters. Once the application letters have been submitted, of course, that goes into sifting or selection to see who qualifies. And this is why I was saying this is why we have a problem. We find that at times people don't qualify, they are applying. They're just making the workload for us more bulky for no apparent reason. So once that has been done, the selection will be done. After selection, those names that have actually been selected will be published and calling person for interviews. When they are called for interviews, people will be requested to go to the various locations where they had applied from, and thereafter we go into now the actual interview. And our interview, of course, remember there's the aspect of being physically and mentally fit. So there'll be definitely some physical exercise, which will be requested to be these applicants will need to undergo through. After that, of course, there's also the writing, where you need to see how articulate or how versed are you in terms of understanding things, to check your mental status, and also you're being able to express yourself in English. After that, then the interviews are done, then marking is done. Then thereafter, publication of names will be published in the print media, so that people can actually now report to the various training institutions. By the way, we know that us as Zambia Police have got 3 training institutions. We have one in Kamfisa, in Kitwe. The other one is here. The other two are here in Lusaka, of the Light Police Training College and Paramilitary Battalion, or Geoffrey Mukuma. We normally call it Geoffrey Mukuma a training school, which is called normally called Sondera. It's actually up in the hills. It's not even very easily accessible.
So, Commissioner, just highlight to us most of the common mistakes that you see that applicants make when they're applying for recruitment in the Zambia Police.
Well, of course, the most common mistake is failing to adhere to the instructions. Because when you're applying for like another job, when you're applying for a job, there are specific things that have been requested for you. For instance, if you are requested to submit your academic qualifications, then you write a letter that attaching your academic qualification. Those are some of the things. But people should actually take their time. Like I said, they should take their time to look at the requirements on the advert. Say what is it that is required. If we say do not submit do not attach your application, don't do that. If it says attach your application, do that, because that is what is required of you. Already, even those failing to follow the instructions of the advert, it actually disqualifies you. Because if you are told attach the academic qualifications and then you send an application without the academic qualifications, how will you be selected? It means it will be difficult for you to be selected because you have not attached your academic qualifications. I'm done.
All right. Thank you very much, Commission. So let's just highlight it. So if I'm picked, for example, in the to go for the training, what usually just highlight for us what usually go on during the training, and how at the end someone will find themselves maybe in the traffic department, or maybe a CID. How is that done? Or someone needs to apply when they're applying, they're saying, I want to become a military police, I want to join the traffic, just there when they're applying.
Okay, let me make mention. when you apply, we have a selection process that we subject our applicants to. So we'll select them. They'll go to, like I said, we have Kamfinsa, School of Public Order Maintenance, which is this, we normally call it SPOM, which is in Kitwe. Then we have got the Geoffrey Mukuma Training School, which is called paramilitary. Normally they wear this uniform I'm wearing. The only difference with the School of Public Order Maintenance is that this scarf will be blue and then the beret will be black. So, but the same combat. Okay, that is the two institutions I've mentioned. Then there's the Lilai Police Training College, where you see officers wearing the khaki uniform. So we call them general duties. Okay, so when somebody is applying, depending on his grades or his interests as well, others will just want to, even if someone has good grades, he just says, me, I want to go to paramilitary. Okay, so we'll select them according to that. Of course, even in our selection, we'll do balance just to make sure that all the units progress uniformly in terms of intellectual capabilities. So just
in short, Commissioner, when I'm applying, I just apply as Zambia Police.
No, you choose. You can apply for safe. You can choose if you want. Of course, you can apply if you want. You can either choose, like I've said, if you want to maybe just me, I want to be trained under paramilitary, like I'm dressed like this, you apply. If you want to be trained under School of Public Order Maintenance, where you wear a black beret and a blue scarf, you apply that. If you want to wear that black cap, which is trained at Relay, you apply. You can specify yourself. At least you have to know what you are applying for. But if you just apply just as a police officer, of course, depending on the grades that you have and depending on the numbers of persons that you have received, depending on the grades, during the selection process, we will know which institution to send you to. So once you are sent there, you go there and train just from there.
So, Commissioner, is it possible that if, say, you are applying as an officer without specifying, later on, can you be able to now choose the particular route that you want to take? Or that selection or determination will be done by you?
I know General Muke was here, and I think he must have talked the issue of a soldier and officer. Now, for us in Zambia Police Service, we are all officers. Okay, except that of course you progress in your ranks. For instance, I can give you an example. I joined as a constable myself. Okay, so for us the entry point is 1, but we used to have a situation where somebody would enter with a degree. Okay, those days when somebody enters with a degree, you start at the point of assistant superintendent or 3 stars. Okay, now that was then. Also, we also used to have a system where somebody would join as a diet entry. Previously, when you join as a diet entry, you start as a sub inspector. All right, but because of the demand of persons that are educated, the entry point was raised from sub inspector, the sub inspector, inspector, chief inspector, assistant superintendent. So the entry point was raised to assistant superintendent, which is actually the designation of an officer in charge of a police station. So these people that were joining at the time as diet entrants with degrees, they were put at that position, and now they were assistant superintendents. Okay, so for us from the police point of view, we are all officers. We don't have this issue of soldiers and officers. But of course, when you join as a constable, you are regarded almost like a soldier. You know what I mean? Because you are not salutable until when you reach the rank of inspector, but you are an officer. So meaning when you join, the ladder is open. You can go as far as even become Inspector General of Police. In fact, I can give you an example. We had one such a person who rose through the ranks from junior up to the top. There are many of them. Mr. Kabonde was one of them. Inspector General of Police. He joined as a constable. He rose through the ranks up to Inspector General of Police. Mr. Silas Ngangula was one such person. He rose through the ranks until he became Inspector General of Police. There are many actually of them. Even Mr. Mateo, the same. So for us from the police, when you join, the door is open, or is open. It's up to you to how you're going to progress and be able to meet the various challenges that are lying ahead of you in the career of being a police officer.
Thanks, Commissioner. So maybe you can just highlight really the functions of each department that you had spoken earlier on, because you've spoken of the military police, you've spoken of the public order school. Really, what are the functions for this, so that we help out the viewers and understand which department they can apply for?
Okay. Initially, the intentions of the Zambia Police Service was that, for instance, you know that Kamfinsa being in Kitwe or School of Public, or like even the name suggests, School of Public Order Maintenance. You know, in the olden days, because of the mines that were there, and you know how miners behave. I don't know if you are old enough to remember how miners behave. You know, miners, they are people who would like just have strikes, and there was a lot of strikes. So because to manage that situation by then, it was thought wise that let's have a police battalion or detachment, which will have officers nearby the copper belt, so that in case of any disturbances, they are quickly deployed in those places where there are those disturbances. But with the involvement of time, we have actually changed as police. But of course, we have not lost that concept of public order maintenance. Okay, we have maintained that so that we are able to, because the public disorder is always there. Okay, so we still have that aspect of it. But also, when you look at the light training school, the light training school was meant for what we call general duties. These are the officers that you find right at the inquiries, taking notes. If you come to report, you find them. There'll be an interface with you, with members of the public. But of course, even there, we have not just maintained that. We have also brought in the aspect of public order maintenance, because we cannot afford each time there's a problem here in Lusaka for officers to travel from Kitwe to come and be able to police such persons. So this is why we have also try to modify our trainings. But of course, the core mandate has remained. Of course, when you go to Kamfinsa, definitely public order maintenance will be part of you, because you have to do that, because that is the institution what is meant for, because these are the policy needs that we need as as the police to be able to police this nation. Then when you come to paramilitary, like even the name suggests, paramilitary, semi-military, it means these are officers that actually are able to secure our border areas. Okay, in instances where we have got border areas where, or vital installations like bridges, we need officers to protect these installations. So these are the officers that we were using, and basically these are used as a striking force. If there are any serious disturbances as police where we need to quickly quieten them, we get paramilitary, they go there, and even or even in school of public order maintenance, so that they're able to contain that. So these are normally paramilitary and the school of public order maintenance. They are normally deployed in the border areas. For instance, like in Mkambo, okay, like Kafio Gorge, we deploy paramilitary. Kazungura Bridge, we deploy paramilitary, depending on the needs that may arise. Because policing is dynamic also, and the crime is also evolving. So we will see what is required. At times we even combine it. Maybe we can even have general duties, a paramilitary, a mobile unit to be in a particular location just to be able to police that particular location.
Thank you very much for that information. Viewers, you're watching Ubuntu channel, and we are looking at recruitment in the Zambia Police Service. Right now, we've shared a link in the comment section. We want to interact with you, so please feel free just to click on that link, join the virtual studio, so that you can um, join us and be able to ask your question, make your contribution, and the commissioner is here to give answers to those questions that you might be having. Right now, we're just going to play a short clip, and then after that, we'll be reading the comments and allowing viewers to get into the studio. So see you after this clip.
Countrymen and women, fellow citizens, especially the youth of Zambia. I'm taking this opportunity to alert you that I have seen fellow on social media, women, fellow citizens, especially the youth of Zambia. I'm taking this opportunity to alert you that I have seen on social media scammers who have opened false Facebook accounts in my name and in the name of other government leaders, purporting that I and or we are in a position to assist in the ongoing recruitment processes regarding the various jobs being advertised by government agencies such as ZAF, Zambia Army, etc. I want to put it very clear and categorical that no minister of the New Dawn administration is involved in this recruitment process. To that extent, no one should be duped or scammed that I or any minister has capacity to influence the processes of recruitment. Those processes are purely being professionally managed by the agencies concerned. So, be better warned not to fall prey to these scammers who want to be optimistic about your predicament that you are looking for a job and ask you to start depositing money in their false accounts so that they swindle you out of your hard-earned income. Please be better warned and do not say you were not warned. I have seen people before who have lost a lot of money out of these same false accounts where they are being asked to say, can you deposit money? We'll help you for women empowerment, for youth empowerment, now for a job, recruitment. This is not the position of government that ministers are involved. So let's be on the alert, all of us.
Welcome back, viewers to Ubuntu channel. Like we said earlier, there's a link that we've shared in the comment section. Feel free to click on it and join us. Right about now, we'll be reading the comments that have been made. So we have a comment from Edith, which says, "Lovely watching. Keep it up, Ubuntu." Kamanga Godwin says, "Age is not okay, to be honest." Assistant Commissioner, I'm sure you've heard that one at age limit. Okay. Himba says, "They are people who went up to grade and are able, I think probably maybe she wanted to say grade 9, and are able to write, read, speak English very well. Why can't they join the police?" Okay, I think we take one more and then you respond. Chanda says, "Please elaborate more on how the issues of being indiscipline and corruption are tackled during training, especially with the traffic law enforcement." Okay. Okay. Assistant Commissioner, I think you can tackle those
Okay.
before we go to the next.
Okay. The first one is talking about the age limit. There is very little
Yes.
that we can do about it. Of course, like I said earlier on, that depending on the needs of the institution itself. For instance, I'm sure like the last recruitment went even up to 30 years in terms of recruitment, because I'm sure at that time they looked at the needs of the officer that were required to be in the service. So that we have very little control over it. It will just depend. The circumstance that will depend is how, what kind of person that are required for the service to continue. I mean, going forward. You know, people should also understand that this is a system. It's like a company. As a company, when you are employing human resource, you look at the needs of the company itself. If you need young people or do you need old people? So, for instance, because of the debate that actually came around the issue of stretching the retirement age to 60 years, it was thought that maybe the retirement age can go up to about, I mean, the recruitment can go up to about 30 years because of the retirement age was given. It means people can work at least for 30 years. Now, for instance, if you are going to recruit people for who are 35 years, it means people will just work maybe for maybe 15 years. Okay. And mind you, this is not a job where you just go in an office, take a cup of tea and a drink. I told you about public order maintenance. It's a physics job. You need to actually work extra hard. This is 22:10. Some people are sleeping already, but we are here talking, we are working. This is the kind of job that we do. Okay. Then why can't people join the police who can write, who can speak English and are able to write, but they're not in
Right.
grade 12. Now, the danger with that is that yes, somebody can speak English, but somebody cannot write the English. And then also to know the competencies of such a person, how would you tell that this person is competent enough to be able to articulate English? And this is why the easiest way of uh, identifying or getting to know the person who's qualified is just by mere production of a grade 12 certificate, school certificate for that matter. Even when somebody produces a grade 12 school certificate, we don't end at that. We have to have it verified as well with from a examination council of Zambia. And just for your own information, we have had persons that actually have joined the police, and when we did the screening, we found that those certificates were even fake. People have even had the audacity, can you imagine, to come with fake documentations to come and want to join the Zambia Police Service. Now, imagine such a person is handling your case.
Nachito.
Yes, in Chito ni amene. But please be competent and qualified for you to come and join the Zambia Police, because the police is a law enforcement entity. Okay, then
Agents, yes.
the issue of traffic corruption, how is it handled
Indiscipline,
at
corruption.
yes, how is it handled at training? Now, when you join, I think you had asked me this question, but I didn't have enough time to explain. When you join the police, when you are to rely, you learn all the sections, or wherever you be, whether Sondera or scope or the public government, scope public order maintenance. You'll be taken through all the sections. Okay, you learn about law, you learn about the prosecution, you learn about a traffic section as well, the traffic act. Now, when you go to your stations, when you arrive at a police station where you have been posted, we are going to take you through. You'll be oriented in all the departments, criminal investigation, which is CID, uh, name them, homicide, whatever. Now, depending how you perform in all those sections, normally will retain you in that section, because you are now become a human resource for that section. So you be retained in that section. Now, coming to the issue that is being talked about, corruption in the traffic section. What we have done as police, is that to help curb the corruption, is that previously, by law, actually, a police officer is supposed to administer what is called admission of guilt. If you commit an offense, a traffic offense, which attracts a fine, instead of you being charged, arrested, taken to court, and then you go and stand in court and then argue out the case, and then you are fined. The law actually provides that a traffic officer or a police officer of a certain rank, it used to be sub inspector, now it's because we scrapped the rank of sub inspector, is inspector. A police officer can administer what is called the admission of guilt fine. Okay, by law to authorize that, where when you are caught, if it's a fine, they charge you, you pay, they give you a receipt. So what we did was, because of that challenge of corruption, we now introduce what is called the direct deposit, where you, if you are caught at a particular point, you are just given a charge sheet and given 7 days to think over it. If you're not guilty, you take the matter to court, or if you are guilty, you pay the fine. And by paying, you don't pay to a police office, you go and pay at a bank where you're going to deposit that money. Or what they will do, officer will just give you a charge sheet and say, okay, this is the bank code, go to any bank, which is also which you have an understanding with them, and then you pay. And when you pay that money, it will go straight into the government coffers, the famous Control 99, where all of us government revenue goes, where they get the money to buy medicine and whatever for the citizen. So that money doesn't even go to the Zambia police. No, it goes into government coffers. It's not for us as police. All what police receives is what is called appropriation aid. Depending how much money you have raised, then the government will give you that money to help you be able to generate more revenue in terms of the collection of fines.
So we go through other comments. Reuben, can you help us read?
Yeah, sure. So Bryson Scott is saying, what if you attach your vaccination card? I don't know if he's talking about the COVID-19 vaccination. I'm just thinking those lines.
I'm sure
Do you need it during the requirement,
during
during the recruitment? You want us to be vaccinated of the COVID-19? I'm just thinking those lines. So Gift Mtonga is saying, I'm watching you from within Lusaka. When did you recruit for ZP come out? I think he's talking about when is the recruitment for ZP coming
No,
out.
I think, when did the recruitment of the members come out? He's actually asking, say, when did it come out? Because I think, remember what I said when we started, that
Yes.
actually our advert is not yet out. No, Gift, please hold your fire. Our advert is not yet out, but of course, we are having challenges where we need to just advise people how they are going to go about it, so that we don't have an issue where people start doing wrong things. So we're just emphasizing, say, please, when the advert comes, ensure that you adhere to the instructions that are given. So the advert is already out for Zambia police.
Thanks. So Pes is saying, where should they report a policeman who is asking for money or sex in order to be recruited in the police service?
Okay. Okay. The issue of, or maybe we can give me another one.
Yes. Mace is saying someone who has applied to ZAF or to ZAF, can he or she apply to Zambia police? So he's talking of these adverts which are ongoing. If they've already applied for ZAF or Zambia Army, can they also apply to Zambia police? when will Zambia Police recruitment advert going to come out? I think we can take these questions, Assistant Commissioner.
Okay, thank you. Gift, what is this? Gift Mtonga. Or Gift Mtonga, I think I did respond to him that the advert is not yet out. So please let them just be on the lookout. It will come out in the print and the electronic media, means the newspapers and the television. We shall put an advert for them to be able to do that. Then, where do you report a police officer asking for money or sex? First of all, issue of money, corruption. We have our able anti-corruption commission. You can do that, or you can also report them to the Police Public Complaint Authority. Now, this name actually makes people think that maybe Police Public Complaint Authority is under the Zambia Police Service. It's actually a separate institution, which is actually a watchdog for Zambia Police Service. So you can actually go there. It's actually based at the Ministry of Home Affairs. You can go and lodge your complaint there in writing or in person. They'll be able to deal with that matter. Of course, when somebody is asking for sex, this is very serious actually. You can report, like I've said, you report to Police Public Complaint Authority. They'll be able to handle that issue amicably or squarely. Then ZAF, can somebody apply to Zambia Police has applied to ZAF? Yes, you can apply because you're aware that the Ministry of Defense is different from the Ministry of Home Affairs. The restriction, I think, there was within the ministry. If you're going to apply you cannot apply to ZNS, Army, and ZAF. Now, this having been a separate institution now, you can apply from, if you had applied to ZAF, you can also apply to Zambia Police Service when that time comes.
Issues of vaccination, should we be vaccinated of COVID before recruitment, and should you attach the vaccination?
If that will come in the advert itself, which will have adjoining instructions. So we wait for that. If COVID will be a qualification, well, to be studied. But of course, definitely the instruction will be very clear. So people should just hold their breath. Instructions will come clearly. And I don't think that can be part of the qualification, because that can amount to discrimination. Because people people are not they're not compelled to vaccinate themselves, but people are advised to vaccinate, isn't it? So it will depend when that time comes. But definitely the instructions will be very, very clear, that such that somebody can follow them without any difficulties.
Earlier on, we had played a video for the Minister of Southern Province, where he was saying there are people that circulating messages saying that ministers are helping people to get recruited in these recruitment processes and all that. I want to hear from you. What is the police doing to also help out to these people that are scamming these applicants?
Yes, we, in fact, we time and again this year we have issued statements over this issue, and we have made it very clear that please, police does not recruit using Airtel money. And in fact, even when you look at the adverts, they are very clear. You can even tell that this is just a fake thing, except that people always at times want to do things the wrong way. Like we have put it, like we have put it today, that the Zambia Police Service hasn't yet advertised its recruitment process. So people should just wait, not until the advert comes out. When the advert comes out, it will be, like I said, on print. When I say print, it will be in the newspapers, and electronic, I mean to be on ZNBC. In fact, even you, Ubuntu, we are good partners. Once the advert comes, we shall even post it on you people, so that you can also put it on your page and be able to show people that this is what people are supposed to be doing. And also, just to thank you also, Ubuntu, for giving us opportunity to talk about it, because this actually helps a lot of people, so that people are able to know that the advert for police, yes, hasn't it come out. So if there's an advert that is running now, just ignore it. People just want to swindle your money. So there's no advert for police yet. Once the advert comes out, be able to announce it, like I said, in the print and electronic media.
All right. Earlier on this week, Assistant Commissioner, we heard the minister was saying that in the Minister of Health, they've got a staff shortage of about 6,000 health workers. We wanted to get also the numbers from the police side. What are the deficit in terms of numbers in the Zambia police?
Thank you very much. This police is not a small institution. It is an institution that borders on your livelihood and the safety. And it will be disastrous for us to come here and start discussing the numbers that are shortfall or which we need to recruit as a new police service. Of course, recruitment it will be open, not a problem. But to start discussing issues that relating to the shortage of police officers, you know that the police is there to protect human rights. Okay. In fact, the presence of police officers actually is your own, is for your own safety. And I know every time and again, even we have this debate, or should I call it, is it a debate or a quarrel with journalists? Always wanting to know the numbers of the police. No, how many have been deployed? How many are we shot? Now, what you should understand is this information, in as much as you want it as a journalist, but it borders on the security of the nation. The police is in charge of security for the whole country. Okay, so certain things cannot be discussed openly on open forums like this. If you told you today that we have a shortage of so much, just by stating that, you see how many criminals are going to be out there. Okay, so certain things are a preserve, not necessarily that we don't want to give them, but they are preserved for their own betterment. It's like a child crying for a knife in the house. No, I want a knife. You give a child a knife. You can't. You find a way of going around. No, this knife is not here. So that there's peace. So even us as police, we know the shortfalls quite okay. We know that we may have shortfalls, but we'll not tell you exactly what the shortfalls are. Because for the simple reason that we need to have protection. Maybe we don't even have shortfalls. We just wanted to replace the numbers that people are retiring. Because just like another institution, people are retiring, and then we want to have new people brought into the safe sort. They replace those people that have gone out. But however, as it is now, I'm sure you're able to see, you are still in your home there, you are safe. It's because we have enough manpower or enough police officers that are patrolling to ensure that you are safe where you are.
Sure, Commission. Let's also assist the viewers and also people that are interested to join the service. We hear of stories, there are rumors, of course, that are there in the public. This is something that is the public domain, that police officers, some police officers use charms. Wanted to understand. So, if someone applies to that, should they be ready of saying they'll also be using charms when they join the service?
Thank you very much. I mentioned earlier on, if you remember very well, that we used to have officers joining as direct entrants, okay? Joining at a point of assistant superintendent. These are degree holders who are joining the police service, and then when they join the police service, they are promoted to the rank of assistant superintendent. Now, you can do your research on your own. I want to tell you that police is one of the institutions that has the most educated people or police officers. Some of these policemen you see standing even on the road, they are master's degree holders. Masters, constable. Is this how the police has evolved? Because of that recruitment of people who are supposed to join at a point of assistant superintendent. So what the officers did, most officers did, was that they went to school. They went and did their degrees. And I can assure you that all those positions that were meant for people to be upgraded when they have their degree, they are all gone. They are not there. This is how educated the police is. We have finished the positions of people who are supposed to be upgraded as degree holders. They are gone. So we have people who are degree holders who are not paid for being a degree holder, but they are working as a police officer. This is how educated the police has become.
Overeducated.
We are very much educated. And when you are talking to us now, talk to us with care. Don't think that is this police where you used to just talk, hey, deal. We are no longer there
Yeah,
now. We have passed that stage a long time ago. On a very
yeah.
serious note, we have passed that level. I've told you the positions of people that were supposed to upgrade with degrees, they are finished.
Mm.
So we have sealed. They are all gone. People have been upgraded and people are still there with degrees. They cannot be upgraded because all the positions they are all gone.
Taken. Assistant Commissioner, this might somehow be on a lighter note. We usually hear rumors that to be an officer, you need to have charms. For example, my cases yeah, when Mushala, and some time back, there was something with, I think then it was Honorable Bokatere Kalumba involving charms for a person to be
Uh,
apprehended. Maybe officers need to have some charms and the like.
mm,
How
And
true
that,
is that?
yeah, and that
mm,
case also is it in Luano? Those three brothers, the Mylon brothers.
mhm. Now you see, this time you have to understand that crime has evolved. If you are going to remain thinking like that, then you'll not even catch any criminal. Now we have, people, criminals have also evolved nowadays. We have criminals seated in a home. People don't go and have you ever heard of a bank robber of late? Where people strike, go to the bank and steal money and then they break the safe, then they go. They don't do that. They just go online, sit in a home, start playing on the computer, they transfer money from one point to another. That is where we are now.
Mm.
We have people,
I,
things have evolved now. We have people that who wipe your bank clean, seated in their home, and then you will be also sitting in your home. Your bank is gone. This is how crime is evolving now. So this idea of thinking that no, I wear a panty, I do what is long gone. Crime has evolved itself as well. People now are using high tech
mm.
technology to do this. Even us who have also gone there. This is why now, if you are looking for somebody, you don't need even to start patrolling everywhere. You just sit, check for the phone record where this person call one or two persons, we go and get him. So this is where crime. This is how crime has become now. So even our officers also now, we have also evolved to be able to match up with the crime trend, like it is now. Cyber, like now it is now. I'm sitting in my home now. I'm doing an interview with people. I don't know whatever somebody's in the UK and everywhere. And this is how we are also evolving as police. We are not just seated idle. We have a Facebook page where we're able to post things. And even when you want to call us at times, just okay, you want to have an interview, okay, what time do you want to have an interview? This time, I'll sit in my home, dress up, talk to you, then we move forward. And this is where we're also driving our officers to. And this is why I've told you, like you have seen, all the positions for people to be promoted, they are gone. Ask, ask even these are companies. Some companies they are still struggling to have how many degree holders. But for ourselves as police officers, most of us have degrees, masters, doctors. We have
Mm.
doctors who are police officers. Like for instance, me in my department, I have a doctor
Mm.
who is junior to me. My officer is a doctor. So this is how the police is evolving. So please help the public understand that the police is no longer the old police they need to know. No, as we are educated now as police officers, very
Ka-
educated
ka-
for that
kairi
matter.
mkombono especially va C5 tima vanamzira ta vaja ni vaminkwara vaja,
Yes,
so
there's
my
no longer
five.
situation. Tonga zote tingekawala.
No, and by the way,
Yeah.
we are receiving very good cooperation from members of the public, in as much as there is negative publicity. But let me just make it very clear here that as police, we will remain focused, eyes on the ball.
Yes.
We are very focused. We know where we are going. Because you see, these people that even talk about us, if I may ask, us we do have what you call reserves. These are part-time people that come want to work. They are working where they're working as a journalist or working as a driver or working as a whatever. But they have come to come and work with the police as part-time. Okay, this is how much support you have for me with the public. Just today, somebody just called me last night. No, Mr. Hamoonga, I've seen a truck. It's coming from Chibbonta. It's coming to Lusaka, and in this truck, they are suspected five immigrants. It's like they're being taken somewhere. I said, okay, fine. I've got that information. I passed it on to one of our law enforcement agencies. I don't know what happened there. They delayed a bit. That person again called me at 05. I said, what is it? I no, this truck is moving. It's coming to Lusaka now. It says reach Lusaka, and this part there. That's how I just jumped out of my bed, drove to Hero Stadium. I called our Super C5. One people think they should be disbanded. They don't just know what they are doing. Quickly, we moved there, and our colleagues also, the other novel agents came. We found these illegal immigrants, five of them. And this is how much support we have. And as I'm talking to this brother in custody, this is how much support we get from the public. But of course, there are those who want to talk ill about us. We're not worried because we know that they are criminals themselves. So they don't want us to prosper. Because once you prosper, their space will be limited. But we have to do that because we have the mandate, the greater mandate from the Zambian people who want us to ensure that this country is policed, and then we have peace, and everybody can go about doing his own business without any disturbances from any other person.
So, Assistant Commissioner, as we are winding up, you've mentioned about reserves. So, I'm sure that is a separate route. If you can just, in summary, talk about that one, since when we're talking about recruitment, that's not part of this recruitment. So, if you can just, in summary, talk about that so that people are clear about it as well.
Okay, reserves actually we also do recruit like we were recruiting police officers. People apply through a particular police station for the simple reason that when you are reserve, you need to operate from a particular police station. So you apply through that police station because it must be of course near where you are residing. Because you need at times we'll call you for duties. If you are free, say please, we have duties on this particular day. Are you able to come? Yes, okay, come. On the weekend, you come. We do actually a bit of a training for you to teach how to salute, to handle a firearm and all that kind of things. Okay, depending on your competence, if you are good, you can even start handling a firearm. There are people like maybe, for instance, maybe they are able to handle a firearm, or maybe they even own a firearm. So you be able to take them through the process, and they also taught one or two things just to be able to fit in the system. So if you want to become a reserve, you can apply through your nearest police station. Just go there, see the officer in charge. They will tell you what to do. You apply. Of course, you must be in gainful employment. This reserve should not be your gainful employment. You must be in gainful employment. Not for you to come and start making money on it. No, no, no. We don't do that.
There's not something there.
No, 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 no. Of course, there's a little money that is given, but of course, policing is not about money. It's the satisfaction that you get from what you have done. You can imagine how satisfied I am today. Somebody told me information, and then I went there. We apprehend those persons. Not that because I wanted them to give me something, no. But the fact that I've apprehended those persons there, we handed over to our sister law enforcement agents. That satisfaction, that's the payment. I feel so nice when I go to sleep today. I'll say, today I've worked. I got up, and then those illegal immigrants who were supposed to be taken somewhere, I've saved some lives. At least I've saved the future for someone. Just that satisfaction. That's what we get. It's not about money when you are a police officer. You must have a heart to feel when someone says, I've been attacked. It must pain you. Say, where are you? You move in quickly and save that person. Not like, how much am I going to get and make out of this? No. This is why you see our police officers. Remember, just like when we gunned down some criminals, one of our officers actually grazed with a bullet. Imagine. That's how much sacrifice we give as police officers. You are people, you go and approach criminals, they are having the audacity to fire at you. But you have to stand firm and ensure to defend the people of Zambia. Because these are criminals, so we need to defend the people of Zambia. But of course, we regret the loss of life. Each time as police officers, we don't take pleasure in having a loss of life. But the circumstances themselves will determine what's supposed to happen.
Thank you very much, Assistant Commissioner. Maybe at this time we need to allow you to leave, Commissioner. But before you do that, we just want your concluding remarks, because what you've explained already, you've shown that really holding you too long might affect someone's safety somewhere. So
Of
I'll
course.
just need your concluding
Okay.
remarks.
Okay. The take-home message is that police recruitment has already been advertised. One, is yet to come. Two, we do not attract any fees when you're applying. If there be any fees that you're going to pay, they will be paying in relation to the requirements for you to be recruited, not that you pay for you to be recruited. For instance, if you're going to do medicals, okay, you need to go and pay for medicals, but it's not us to ask you to pay. You go and pay from that institution where you're going to do the medicals from. Not that somebody tell you, no, you want to join the police, pay. No. So please take note. The police advert is not out. There's no fee attached to the application. Three, the payments that you're going to do in relation to the application will not be paid to us, it will be paid to the institution. For instance, like medicals. Maybe you want to do medicals. You go to the hospital, you're going to do medicals from there. Maybe that's why you'll be quite okay. If you're going to do medicals, go and pay for medicals. Not be paid to any person in the police, say, no, for you to join the police, pay me so much. Please, the moment you do that, already you are committing a crime. You are corrupting. So already you are a corrupt person. You don't need such corrupt person in the Zambia police service. No.
Thank you very much, Assistant Commissioner, and thank you very much, CJ. So, to our viewers, we've come to the end of this special interview that we had with the Zambia Police Spokesperson, Assistant Commissioner Ray Hamoonga. Thank you very much, Commissioner, for coming through to Ubuntu channel, and thank you very much for all the comments that you've typed in the comment section and also in the live chat if you're watching us via YouTube. Thank you very much. Until next time, it's good night from us. Bye-bye.
Thank you.